Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Hello? You can hear me in stream? That's great, that's great. That's great. You wanna commentate with me, Mr. Sap? Aw, man, okay. Bro has no mic. Hi guys, I'm your new commentator. I have no clue what racing's about. I'm just here because Ozzy took a liking. He said, "Yo, put this guy on commentator role." So it's gonna be lovely. So nice to meet you guys. Who is this, Tryphon? I'm your glorious commentator. I'm your glorious commentator. Wow, this live stream has a delay. So yeah, let me just look at the roster, see who is driving. Who's this fraud? Ozzy is supposed to be commentating with me, but this guy's asleep. I'm trying to join the game right now so I can see what's going on, since my live stream is glitching out, so I can't commentate on anything. So yeah, apologies guys for the silence I have. I'm just unable to see anything right now. However, I don't know what the game is. I think it's Motorsport Racing Experience? Probably. the people in the Discord are saying that we should be changing to other cars. I'm not the one controlling the cameras. I have no clue who it is. Sap, you're gonna change the cars? Apparently you're not changing whoever you're spectating at all. Which I think is a pretty funny thing, honestly. Which guy are you watching? I'm gonna be commentating only about that guy. I mean, we got a lot of people. I have no clue about any of the drivers, yeah, so it is gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun. We have a lot of people in the server right now. Wow. Let's spectate the Audi, since everyone in the chat screaming that you're only looking at the Audi. What abomination is the McLaren rocking? What is this beautiful car? Oh my god. This is actually such a beautiful car. Oh my god, I'm rooting for McLaren. I'm so sorry. I know I should not be biased, but the McLaren, oh, it's chef's kiss. It's actually chef's kiss. Cameraman, can we please cut to the beautiful McLaren? I think everyone needs to see it. We need to see the McLaren. As we have Mr. Ben and the Alpine. Mr. David is still in the pits. We're not going to look at that guy. We're going to go all the way back to Mr. TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, rocking the McLaren livery. A very, how would I say, a very controversial topic from the designer's part. Many people are very divisive over this bold statement from the McLaren team. Some love it, many hate it. Honestly, it's starting to grow on me with every second as I'm looking at this amalgamation of orange squares. Right behind him is the Red Bull Honda, Mr. Gripen himself. I have no clue if this guy is good or not. However, he is rocking a normal livery. Pretty boring, honestly, compared to the McLaren. Oh, we have Curly as well here in the Red Bull itself. Again, another normal livery. I think everyone should be rocking some better liveries like the McLaren does. Honestly. Ben goes a bit off the track. Nothing too crazy there, keeping in mind this is just free practice. Honestly, I'm not seeing much battling happening, and as I say that, the Ferrari is side by side with Ben, Afsik and Ben. And Afsik just overtakes him. There's no battling. Ben does not want to battle, really, he said before the preseason. And Ben locks up, appears, almost crashing into Afsik, who had to be sent off a bit wide to not get any damage. I do not like the McLaren livery, thank you for asking. It is beautiful though, it is how do I say it? It's unique. It is very unique. Meanwhile, on the other side of the track, we have Chris in the Mercedes. Best ever livery, you know, hands down. Actually, second best to the McLaren. He also, it appears everyone is missing their braking points for that specific turn there. And we have a red flag. What's happened? Oh, Monkey is off the track in the Haas as he rejoins behind Curly. And something happened to Chris, I don't know why. He just went wide off. As all of the drivers now heading to their pits. Yeah, there's no one else to talk with me here. Sap, I think you should unmute. Tell me more about the drivers. I think that would be very nice. Would also be a good refresher for our spectators, you know? Or you just don't speak, that's okay. But yeah, everyone, there's not that much to talk about in the free practice one, really. So I want to hear your opinions, honestly. Do you think McLaren has a decent livery? Do you think this livery has any good aspect, or are you guys actually going to hate it forever? I want to hear your thoughts. Yeah, can we get another commentator in here? Someone preferably who knows these drivers? I think it would be very nice. Mr. Cheese Tart. He's deafened, not a commentator, he's just here for the love of the game. As all the drivers are slowly exiting the pits, we're going to be looking once again at the other McLaren, Mr. Hyper. He's in the sand, showing off the beautiful McLaren livery. Beautiful. It looks like cheese. If you like took a bunch of American cheese and just put it on a car. As he rejoins the track right in front of Ben. Honestly, a bit daring, I would say. I think he's looking for a battle with Ben, who famously said that he doesn't want a battle, really, in the first free practice session. And yeah, but it appears that Ben's gonna try for an overtake anyways, as he gets the inside line and just easily goes past the McLaren. I think the livery is honestly a debuff for them at this point. I think they need to remove all of the cheese. What am I reading? I'm not reading anything. Please focus on your driving, Ben. How are you texting while driving? Can someone please take a look at his at the driver's seat, please? I think he might have smuggled a phone in there. Yeah, and it can very well be seen as he starts mowing a bit of the grass. As Hyper is catching up back to him, Hyper really wants to overtake Ben here, trying to prove that the McLaren livery is not a debuff in the slightest, that it can actually work. But I don't think he's going to get the chance to, honestly. As I say that, he is slowly getting closer to Ben. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. They both do not miss their braking points there. And Ben goes off into the wall. What happened there, Ben? Texting too much? Surprisingly, no damage. I don't know what the damage is for this game. Surprisingly, no damage, but Hyper goes off into the dust. Let's head over to... Ooh, Mr. Alonso Toast and Roman. They're pretty close to each other. Roman with a less than ideal line, but Alonso starts mowing some of the grass over there, letting Roman just blaze away into the distance, who's in turn trying to catch up to Mr. Gripen himself. Apparently, the team principal of McLaren has come out with a statement recently saying that the McLaren livery is supposed to be ugly to distract others. I think honestly it's just distracting your own drivers, you know? And Alonso and Roman are right next to each other. Alonso gets the inside line. Beautiful overtake. Roman, I think he just locks up a bit there. Not much of a fight, really, as Alonso leaves him into the dust. What a beauty. Red flag. Another red flag. Why? Oh, because Max Tough Boy from the Mercedes is in the walls. Is he okay? It appears he is, and the car seems to work still. And he will be trying to rejoin the track after Charles Leclerc passes him, but who's taking quite a long time. Oh, he slows down, so Max Tough Boy can keep his position. Wow, so nice of him. Free practice, you should crash into each other. And I think this answers my question. I think there is damage, because his front wing is gone. Yeah, so that's cool. That's good to know. In the walls. Yeah, I mean, he is in the walls. Honestly, I don't think the McLaren team principal can speak, considering he just bought a bunch of American cheese and slapped it on his drivers' cars and called it a day. And we're seeing the Cadillac, Mr. Charles Leclerc, having a bit of issues as he passes by Max once again in the wall. Honestly, I'm surprised that the FI has given so many red flags for these. Some of these should not have been red flags. Maybe yellow flags? But I don't think all of them should have been red flags. However, yeah, there is some debris on the field here. Almost all the drivers are now in the pits. As we see Max Tough Boy with a very rocking set of laps there. Surprised he's still like alive and sound of mind with the amount of crashes he's done. Surprised the car hasn't blown up with that either. As we see the beautiful McLaren. Oh, it's growing on me, guys. It's not growing on me. Truly a deterrent for all the lactose intolerant people that love this sport. I believe every single driver is in the pits, ready for the signal to go and drive a few laps, with the exception of Max, who's ready to hug the wall once again. I think Max should be tested for his alcohol intake. He might have drunk a few too many before this practice session. Everyone in the comments seems to be divided between the Williams and the McLaren livery, which honestly I can see. Yeah, the McLaren is very beautiful, but the Williams, it has a certain beauty to it too. But you know what? I would have to say it's the McLarens, simply because I love cheese. And every driver is ready for another set of laps. Let's hope there's no red flag this time around. I'm looking at you, Max. As the McLaren Cheesemobile leaves the pits, the car behind him, Mr. Sver in the Williams starts trying to mow the sand somehow. Not sure how that's going to work. Ozzy!
Boy.
Good morning, Ozzy. It's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. GMT. Where have you been? Good morning. Wakey, wakey. What a beautiful mic this guy has. Truly.
Yeah. I'm on my phone. It's gonna be really bad. I'm playing LMU with my mate.
This guy.
At his house.
Well, there you have it, folks. Your main commentator was missing because this guy was too busy playing LMU. And now he's sharing his screen as if you guys will see it. Ozzy, no one's gonna be seeing this, Ozzy.
Yeah.
Focus on commentating, Ozzy. Focus on commentating.
I mean, I can't comment.
Ozzy, LMU can wait.
LMU can't wait. I'm at his house.
Ozzy, McLaren has a beautiful livery that you should be looking at.
Isn't it 3 a.m.?
Come on, you should be looking at the McLaren livery. As I say that, Roman in the Ferrari goes a bit wide, touching the sand, letting Ben, who's driving surprisingly well today, to just leave him in the dust. And Ben is looking to catch up to Max to see if he has the pace. Ozzy, just watch the YouTube. Just watch the YouTube.
Oh yeah, right.
Just watch the YouTube. Bomboclat.
My mate may have spun
a bit. Your mate has spun a bit. Yeah, tell him not to say any racial slurs, or we will be demonetized. As if you're ever monetized in the first place.
Bro, he was on a purple sector 1 and a green sector 2.
Sounds like a him problem. As Max is lawn mowing, what is this line on?
Matrix. He's doing the qualifying and I'm doing the race.
Ah, interesting. Well, my live stream is working suddenly. Like, I can see it, and all I'm seeing is the main guy looking at the... Is that the timing? That is the timing. Wow, why is that so small? As we cut back to my screen, we're going to be looking at Hyper in the Cheesemobile. Beautiful line right there, ladies and gentlemen. Magnificent. Maybe the Cheesemobile doesn't actually hurt him, you know? Maybe he's just getting used to the cheese. As Charles Leclerc is in the pits with a broken nose. It appears I've missed something there. But no matter. Let's watch Max Tough Boy 6-7 once again. 2 crashes already, and it appears it's super clipping a thing in this game. Why did Hungary slow down to like 5 miles per hour? Goofy guy. It appears the Red Bull has realistic performances, as the poor guy had to slow down to let both Max and Ben pass. It appears Mr. Aussie has left. It's me once again, alongside Cheese. What's this guy's name? Cheese Tart, who is still deafened. There is a Just Stop Oil protester on the track. I'm surprised no one has crashed into him yet. Can we please get that guy off the track? Charles Leclerc is once again in the grass. Every time I spectate this guy, there's something new with him. And the safety car has been ushered out. I'm assuming not for him, but for the protester. Never mind, it's because the McLaren Mobile has broken 2 wheels. I don't think this livery is working out for the team. He is currently on the track as the red flag has been waved once again. Man, how many red flags has there been today? Hasn't even been 30 minutes, guys. But it's okay, as the drivers are learning how to push these new cars to the very limits. These mistakes are bound to occur, as all the drivers are slowly heading towards pits. Max Tough Boy surprisingly not the cause of this red flag. It appears he's gotten all the alcohol out of his system. Let us look at what is how I cannot spectate the McLaren anymore. I'm phasing in and out of existence. I'm phasing in and out of existence at every angle. He has submerged himself into the ground. McLaren is in fact out from preseason testing first session. It appears the Cheesemobile was far too strong. No mortals can handle this. Audi is also out of preseason testing 1. Some cars are still out on the track, trying to get to the pits. As we see Max and Ben entering the pits. Some spectators here, such as Infinix Chucks, is still flaming the McLaren livery. Honestly, I think it's just too powerful for the poor driver. As we will be taking a break for a bit. I'm sorry, I did not know that the live stream is back online, as we have a small break in the testing. Let us look at the new McLaren livery. Mr. Cameraman, can you show the new McLaren livery after this? And some cars are already off, with the McLaren still at the pits. They're having a team meeting, with Hyper once again taking the wheel. It appears they have taken a new livery that's easier on the eyes, and easier on Hyper's mind or something. And they've despawned it. They're trying to hide it. As all the drivers leave except for Audi and McLaren. 2 teams have been out of the preseason testing. Not a good day for them. We'll be looking at Chris. I haven't seen this guy in the Mercedes. It appears that they're giving Mr. Max a break. But Chris misses the braking zone, as he has to cut across the entire grass patch, giving it a nice makeover. With Ben coming right behind him, Chris is slowing down in the middle of the circuit for some reason. Ben, and there's another new face, Mr. Tinky. I have no clue who these guys are. Stop throwing me in for another loop. I just started understanding the names. No. Roman trying to catch up to Chris, trying to see if he has the pace to beat Chris this season. But he misses his braking point once again. Ben sets the current fastest time in quali, but I think that was just an outlap. I'm not paying attention. Let's go back to Mr. Swear in the beautiful Williams livery. Everyone that's been talking about liveries has been both sarcastically mentioning the McLaren and genuinely mentioning the Williams. And I'll have to admit, it is a very beautiful livery, as he does go off the track a bit, however. We'll be going to Mr. Tinky in the Audi. Nice clean black, I'll be honest. Mr. Tusso! Another red flag has occurred! What did I miss this time? Oh my god, and the Williams sphere is upside down. He has broken 2 wheels. Williams has now officially been has officially left the first preseason testing of this season. What is going on, everyone? What is going on? Every driver is trying their hardest to push these new cars, trying to find the limits, and sadly they're pushing it way too much. A nice reminder from the announcer there that you cannot respawn your cars. You have to make it back to pits to respawn. Let us spectate Curly in the Red Bull. I only know of this guy in rumors of his recent Bloxburg league. Someone has to fact check me on that. I'm honestly not sure. As every driver makes their way back into the pits, we have 3 teams out of preseason: Williams, Audi, and McLaren. Not a good start for McLaren, especially. They tried debuting a brand new bold statement with their livery and they crash. They crashed really badly with that livery. That is not going to be a good look in tomorrow's newspaper. Is it a bad time to mention that I don't have the chat enabled? I cannot see anyone's chat in Roblox. I am dependent purely on the Discord. And we have a Charles Leclerc and a banana inspecting Ben's car. Curse, that is not your pits. Stop running over people. It appears now we will be moving on to grid start testing. Everyone. 1 driver per team. You may be allowed to swap the drivers right now, as every team is currently frantically getting their cars ready after seeing what happened to Williams, Audi, and McLaren. They don't want their cars to break down, especially right now. Roman and Ben having a bit of miscommunication as they had to back themselves up after leaving the half of their pits already. But it seems that they made it fine, as every car has left for the grids. Let's hope no one crashes, especially Max. I'm looking at you, Max, who's driving already a bit wonkily, for my opinion. And Max has somehow spun himself into the sand, right outside of the pits. How have you managed this, Max? It appears the Mercedes engine and is too strong for this guy to handle. And he spins himself again. What is going on with Max? He hasn't even made it past 1 turn yet. As Hungary passes, he is doing donuts. Someone stop this menace! Oh man, it's so sad that this is not being live streamed. Oh, it is. Never mind, my live stream was bugging once again. Max finally makes it away from that devastating turn. Probably cursed for the poor guy. It appears it's going to be smooth sailing from now. I hope I did not jinx it. I believe there's only 4 cars left, 4 teams left on the grid. Surprise! Max is currently... What is he doing? Why is he going off into the sand? Max might actually be drunk. I don't think the alcohol has been removed from his system yet. And he's still sending it fully. He's still fully sending it. What a mad lad. As we have Roman in P1, Destroyer in P2, Ben in the Alpine in P3. We are all waiting on Hungry and Max. Hungry at the very final turn will be here to take P4 in this test. And let's hope that Max hasn't crashed yet. Max surprisingly has not crashed yet. I'll be honest, that is beautiful. Now honestly, I'm not sure how these tests work. As I've warned everyone before, I'm not sure how racing works. All I see is cargo V. So I'm not sure exactly what to look out for here. Is it for reaction testing, or is it just to test that the car works? Can someone please tell me?
When the practice start is just a test, how cars get off the line and everything. So
Alright.
I'll be helping commentate.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So you're not alone.
So I'm not alone, yeah. That's good. Max is having a bit of issues lining himself up in the grid. Please, someone do a test on this guy. At this point, he has to be trolling. He's going back into P7. Max, are you okay? Come on, Max. Come on, you got this. Come on, Max. Come on, so close. That's good enough. That's good enough. I've noticed that Mr. Sphere is claiming that Charles Leclerc actually is the reason why he crashed. Can I get any update on that?
I did not see the crash myself, but I did see the aftermath, and I can see why some drivers might be angry. But there'll be a review afterwards, which I'm sure will be sorted out.
But yeah, I'm surprised honestly that Sphere is completely fine after that crash. The announcer says wiggle tires if necessary, if ready I mean. Max's tires, for me at least, were wiggling so fast it looked like it was glitching, so I don't know what's in his system. Something is in his system. Something that's not supposed to be there. But honestly, we can't know. Max goes backwards. Man, this guy is going to be my favorite driver. I can tell already. There appears to be someone on the board in front, acting as the start, I'm assuming. Or he might just be jumping. I have no clue. No way to tell. And the lights are off. As much as a test this is to see if the cars go, this is also a test to see the beautiful reaction timing. And for me at least, it looked like Ben had a good reaction timing, but he was caught off guard by Roman's slow reaction timing. And now all the drivers are going in bizarre racing lines as Destroyer goes extremely wide. Roman touches Hungry and spins himself out a bit. Ben is fighting back from starting last before the first corner, and he gets a nice P3 with beautiful pace. Hungry is currently at the very front. Max, surprisingly, he locked in. He hasn't spun himself out yet very instantly. And I'm very proud of him for that, as Destroyer and Roman both go wide. They both miss their braking zones. Ben is catching up to Max with a beautiful line. as Hungary is leaving them all the way in his dust. Destroy goes wide once again. I'm not sure what sort of turning radius his car has. It doesn't seem like it's his problem anymore. It seems like the RB Honda has an issue as he goes wide once again. So does Roman a bit, but not to the extent as Destroyer has. As the top 3 cars are just leaving them both in the dust, slowly but surely. All drivers have to get back to the pits, I think, after this lap. Honestly, beautiful lines from everyone. Max starts lawn mowing on the straight, not sure what he's doing. But he is keeping up with Hungary, so maybe I judged him too soon. This guy might be my favorite driver, guys. Max Toughboy 67. Such a fearsome name. Catching up to Hungary slowly but surely. As I say that, Hungary with a beautiful line through those turns. And Destroyer is slowly gapping Roman away. Now, if any car wants to swap their drivers, they will be going to the pits. Let's see who wants to swap their drivers at the end of this lap. However, I would say all in all, it was a very good race start, honestly. Good lines from Destroyer. Managed to make up most part for the issues that he was having last lap. Seems like his car is not going as wide as the truck would anymore, which I think is good. I think he's learning what the new cars do ahead of the race. That's what pre-season testing is all about. And it appears that Destroyer, Max, and Hungary are going into the pits. They're going to be swapping their drivers. Ben is staying out, however. It appears Alpine. Does Alpine have a second driver right now online? Mr. Tusso?
They've had some issues recently, so I'm not really sure about their lineups, as they've had a new TP brought in as the other. There is another driver, which I'm not actually sure if he's here right now, AJ, because there's been some speculation about him departing Alpine. But for now, he's still signed with them, but I'm not sure where he is, so
Alright,
stay out.
So there's just a lot of changes happening in the Alpine team right now. So, yeah, but at least for the time being, what matters is that AJ didn't show up, so Ben gets to have all of the testing. Both a good and bad thing, because, good, he gets more testing, more experience with the new cars, but yeah, he might also get tired, which might cause more issues. 3 teams have already been knocked out: Williams, Audi, and McLaren. That is not a good thing. Gripen and Afsik have been placed in their respective teams. Chris is ready. He's pulling donuts, showing his presence as he takes P2 for the start. We have a bunch of spectators on the stands. That has got to be not safe. And we have also 3 spectators on the board. That has to be even less safe. As we're just waiting for Samulis in the Red Bull. That's a new name. I have not seen this guy drive yet. Gripen in the Honda. And Afisik, if that's how you pronounce your name. Afsik in the Ferrari. As they take P3, P4, and P5 ready for the start. We're just waiting up on the Red Bull, Samulis. This guy is halfway across the track. The drivers get a bit of time to breathe. So yeah, Mr. Tussle, what happens after these race start tests?
We'll most likely they'll let these finish, and we'll have some more sessions in the next upcoming weeks, just practicing on these skills again. But after the actual start now, I'm sure I think there's a quali and an actual practice race. If you guys haven't done that already, I'm not sure. I've not been here for the majority, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure we did not do the practice race yet.
Yeah, so
like
that might be
80%
coming.
sure. How long is the practice race? How many laps?
I think that's at the host discretion, but in the actual F1 races, we usually do 50% distance of the real life race.
Mm-hmm.
So in here, we might do a little bit less than 50%, but it'll be still somewhat to let the drivers practice and just get them ready for the season.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much for the information. Yeah, I'm going to slowly get how this league works. Don't worry, as we see people dying, blowing up into cubes. Is that not really... Can someone check up on those guys? I'm a bit worried. I just saw people blow up into cubes. Not sure that's normal. Yeah. As the lights are off, Chris is going back and forward. I'm not sure if that's an issue with the car or with the driver, with a slow start, and FEC slightly taps his rear end. Ben with a good start, Samuelis with a beautiful start, having so much more speed than Gripen, and they have a bit of contact, and Samuelis is upside down, and he's into the walls. I'm not sure why I'm laughing, and Gripen also spins out into the sand. Not quite as drastic as what happened to Samuelis. Can someone check up on that guy? Oh, it appears he's walking completely fine. But however, that is pretty chaotic. Honestly, I think what happened was Samuelis touched him first, and then the car just snapped back and sent him flying. Placed. Red Bull is officially out of preseason testing. We have 4 teams left. We have Alpine, Ben with a good start, Ferrari, Samuelis with a beautiful neck and neck having so much more speed than Gripen, and they have a bit of contact. And Samuelis is upside Mercedes, down, which I'm surprised is still in, considering Max's beautiful driving skills. And Ben with a good start, Samuelis with Honda a beautiful RB, start, having so much more speed than Gripen, and they have a bit of contact. Ben very close to each other. As we get an announcement from someone saying, Sam, we are out. I'm not sure Sam knows what being out means, as he is still driving full speed ahead. FEC manages to gain a bit of distance from Ben, which lets Chris catch up in turn. Gripen is pretty far behind from them, but honestly the fact that he's not one of the teams that's disqualified is just astounding. Ben, Chris, FEC, and Gripen all head to the pits. Pretty content with how the race start tests have gone. A bit of collision with the Mercedes and Honda RB in the pits. As we're waiting. Yes.
What's your view so far on the teams practicing? Like, which teams have impressed you? Which drivers do you think will do well?
Yeah, well, I mean, honestly, first things first. As for liveries, McLaren really surprised me. Not in a good way, obviously.
Well, that livery sucks.
Hello, Max. Sucks. Hello, Max. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, but as I was saying, honestly, it looks like they just hired Mr. Cheese Chart over here to just put a bunch of cheese. That's what I've been saying. But yeah, honestly, in terms of the team's performances, honestly, yeah, all the teams, surprisingly, they're just pushing their cars to the limits. And I believe these are new cars for everyone, so it makes sense that there's a lot of crashes. I can't really make a bunch of, assumptions based on these results. It's the first preseason of a new season, preseason testing of a new season with new cars, I believe. Honestly, all the drivers have done really well. But yeah, I'm honestly really happy with how some of the drivers have been performing. I saw a bit of a wheel-to-wheel action with FEC and Ben right now. Chris also pretty consistent, I would say. I haven't seen much about these drivers, obviously. Yeah, but these are the names that come to mind, other than like Curly and Max. Yeah, and as I say that, FEC, I would say he's a very, very aggressive driver. Maybe a bit too much, as he just starts crashing into Gripen inside the pits. Yeah, but that's so far my view as a very new driver on this league. As Gripen goes out into the sand once again, that turn has to be very, very cursed. First Max, then Samuelis, and now Gripen once again. Wait, is it just me or is there a fifth car? Destroyer and Gripen are both on the track. Oh yeah, because it's the quali. Ah, they have two drivers. Ah, pardon me. Roman is out. How has Roman been out, and what happened to the Chris's car? Okay, I'm not gonna question it. Roman has broken his wheels. Chris is also out. It appears they had a collision with each other. That is unfortunate, honestly. That is unfortunate. That should not be happening. We do not have many drivers left, honestly. Man, spectating Roman starts giving me seizures. How do you guys manage this? This is the third car this race. Honestly, as we just wait for the drivers to get to the grids, let's go through what's happening in the chat, because I haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, McLaren's fans are also saying that delivery is crazy. As Destroyer crashes himself, he destroys the car. The Destroyer is out, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, he did break wheels and everything. Does that mean there's only going to be 3 drivers for the practice race and the quali? No? Okay. It appears that we have 2 Honda RBs still on the grid. What Mercedes is this? Max! He spins himself once again! Oh, this guy's my favorite driver, guys. Oh my god, look at this guy.
I think Max for the first race of the season, to be honest.
Oh my god, Max is my goat, bro. Look at this guy. Bro, I don't know what he's on, but I want it. I want to know who his dealer is. Oh, look at this. He's doing victory semi-donuts. I don't even know what he's doing anymore. He's inventing new moves. We're having some complaints from Ben in the comments saying, first of all, why does he have a phone inside of his car? Can someone please get that guy away from his phone? And second of all, honestly, Ben, I did not make you tired. I believed. Chris, you are out. I agree. Chris is out. Oh, Misty. Oh, I didn't even notice. Another driver came in here in another Mercedes, but he should be out too because the car is gone. I don't know where he got this car from. Mercedes got like 20 cars right here, right now. As Cheese leaves the call, everyone's leaving the call. It's okay, Tasso, you are my day one.
I'm here.
You're my day one. Mr. Tasso, what do you think about the allegations that Ben has a phone inside his cockpit and that he's actively texting while driving?
I think it's pretty true considering his driving currently. I mean, a few years ago, a few seasons, season 1 I believe, he was the F2 champion, which if you would take a look at him now, you probably wouldn't guess so, but I think the allegations might be true.
Yeah, I mean, to further add on, Ben himself just said in the comments, yeah, someone left his phone in there. Should Ben throw it out? Honestly, Ben, just keep it with you, man. It's alright. It's gonna be okay. It appears no one's gonna take the P5 spot. That's all fine and well, as we have 2 Honda RBs in P3 and P4. Ferrari in P1, and Destroyer does not do any starts. Max Toughboy with a beautiful Franco Colapinto-like reaction time to not crash. This guy can dodge crashes when he actually wants to. But on a straight, this guy cannot drive straight. Ben taking the lead with a beautiful start, by the way. But Afisik will not go down with a fight as we go 3-way. Almost 4-way, but Destroyer did not have enough speed to make it 4-way. And Ben goes a bit wide. And he comes back onto the grid. Gripen is now pulling away from everyone. As I say that, Afisik with the slipstream tries to overtake him. Gripen is going off the track. What is that beautiful line? However, that beautiful line does let him gap everyone, as Max Toughboy is now in the 5th place, with Gripen's teammate Destroyer being in a pretty good 3rd, honestly. But let's see if Destroyer goes wide here. As I say that, Ben goes extremely wide, reuniting with the track with behind Max. Honestly, what am I missing out? And as I said, yes, Destroyer goes wide once again. That seems to be one of his biggest issues with this track, this specific part. Max touching the grass for the fun of it. He's doing it for the love of the game. There's nothing wrong with the car. The host says that the boost and AA are back on. Ben is in P5 still. Maybe the allegations of him still using the phone are true. I think he's still texting. Ben, get off your phone. Avsik is catching up to Gripen. Both of them lawnmowing a bit, but Avsik misses the breaking point. Just a bit. He goes a bit wide, letting Gripen go away from him a bit. He has to brake a bit more. Gripen is slowly making the milliseconds gap that he needs away from the Ferrari. As we head down the straight, Gripen still manages to keep first place for a full lap in the Honda RB, with F6 still behind him. Destroyer in third place, who goes a bit wide, misses the turning point once again, and Max is catching up to the rest of the pack. Ben, what has happened to Ben? Ben, get off the phone, stop doom scrolling. Ben is getting left behind in the dust after a beautiful series of laps in the first part of the preseason. Afsik with a beautiful overtake. Both Afsik and Gripen go wide, go onto the sand. At least they don't hit the walls, but this allows Destroyer to catch up to everyone. Gripen and Afsik have a bit of contact. Honestly, not sure whose fault that is. However, Max, what a beautiful line from Max, goes onto the sand and goes side by side with Destroyer. This is turning out to be real close, everyone. Close for everyone except for Ben, that is, as he's getting left behind from everyone else's pace. Destroyer with a pretty... I don't even know what that line is supposed to be. I think he cuts off Max a bit and then goes off into the sand. Max is trying his best to get P3. We have F6 in P1 after a beautiful overtake. Gripen trying his best to get back P1. Destroyer has managed to keep P3 after a half lap almost of battling against Max, who hasn't given up yet, and Ben is catching up slowly. Ben is locked in. Both Max and Destroyer go off onto the grass a bit. They're following each other's lines. However, Max had a slowdown penalty and Destroyer did not, increasing the gap even more. What is going on with the UI on the left? I am so sorry, everyone that's watching at home. It is lap 9 of 8, everyone. Afsik and Gripen are right next to each other for a bit before Gripen inevitably had to back off. Destroyer goes wide once again. Honestly, it's this sector that no one seems to get right. And because of him going wide, Max Tough Boy takes P3. And they both go off into the grass. Afsik goes off into the grass. I am lagging because of the grass. But Afsik keeps first place. Gripen still in second, but Max has taken P3, sandwiching himself with the Honda RB as he goes wide once again. Destroyer takes P2 in a beautiful move, taking it from both Max, who went wide, and from his own teammate Gripen. And Ben has finally caught up for the most part with the rest of the pack. Afsig, meanwhile, he's just been increasing his gap. And now the host has said, go back to pits. And I believe that Afsik has gotten pole and Max instantly spins. What has Max done? This barely misses the crash from Afsik. And Destroyer just starts cutting, honestly. Yeah, but I believe this was the end of the practice race quali session with Afsik in first place, a full 1.2 seconds in front of... Who is Rin? Who is Rin?
Gripen.
In front of Gripen, wow! In front of Gripen, who is... Are these times gaps or like gaps to the leader?
Gaps to the leader.
Okay, pretty close times from both the Honda RBs, honestly, with only 200s, less than 200s of a gap between them, I would say. And Max and the Mercedes, only 800s behind them. Ben, surprisingly, could not set a better time. And that is a crash, but what has happened? That is both Honda RBs and the Ferrari in a massive crash. The red flag has been down. Honestly, I need to rewatch the clip after this one. That is almost all the teams except for the Alpine and the Mercedes out. I'm not sure exactly what the protocol here is. Are we going to see a 1v1? Everyone involved will get a penalty? Yeah. Avsik is showing off his driving skills with 2 wheels gone and backwards. But he might as well be the culprit. I'm not sure. Gripen doing the exact same thing. We will need to be looking at that. That was a pretty serious offense there. Both Honda RBs and the Ferrari crash in a violent way, honestly. After such a good quali from the three of them too, they all had the 3 podium spots. Max Tough Boy, Ben and Destroyer, they're having a special meeting on the Honda RB side to see what to do. This was the preseason testing first session. I think because of the lack of drivers, the practice race has been cancelled, or was this the practice race? I'm not sure. I have no clue.
This was a small practice race.
Oh, the race itself. Oh, okay.
I'm not exactly sure. I'm not hosting, but seems everyone's been set now. So.
Yeah, I think it might have been the race. Man. So after a very beautiful race where Afsik wins, albeit driving aggressively, he and the 2 Honda RBs crash in a very beautiful way, honestly. Hi, Ben. Thank you, everyone, for attending our live stream for the first preseason testing of the FRL Season 3 in Silverstone. Thank you, everyone, for listening to me commentate. That was very fun, and see you all next week. I believe same time, or at least similar time, for the second session of preseason testing. Thank you.